Speak with me, only me, and my keep.
And while you were away,
Thank
it's on
you.
your desk.
I'm assuming a certain child has run away again. I'm bringing friends, though. Alright, I'm gonna go talk to Aveline. Also, what a like series of gut punches, though. I like how heavy this game is. I've always enjoyed how heavy this game is, and I think they do a really good job. Like, I think Varric's character is so needed, and like Meryl is so needed because
How much longer
while
do I
they
have to wait?
both add a lot of weight to this like story and how heavy it is, they also provide a lot of levity. And they also provide a lot of like lighthearted. Like they definitely just kind of like bring it from being like super scary serious to, it allows for some breaks. So I definitely think that was a really good balance.
Hawk,
Yeah.
I don't care what else is going on. We haven't spoken about Leandra. How are you?
Heartbroken?
My mother is dead. My heart's broken.
I suppose I could say, at least you knew yours. But that seems more about me than you. I just have flashes of impossibly long hair. But my father... Would you like to hear one thing?
Let me think. Yes.
You've never talked about him.
My father trained me in all the skills he had been forced to give up. He spent everything to get me into Kaelin's service. Do you know what I remember?
Mm-mm.
When he read to me. Stupid things, dragons and heroes. He wouldn't turn a page until I reached over and took his hand. That big man made every step of the story my choice. I loved that. He died of the wasting in a Denerim ward. Those last weeks, I read to him. I had to take his hand to turn the pages, and I couldn't tell if he was too weak, or if it was the old game. He smiled at that, at his big girl. I don't know why I'm telling you this. Drink?
Yeah. Absolutely.
A glass for those we've lost.
All right then. Benoit Dulac and Leandra Hawk. Don't let anyone tell you when to move on. Take their hand and say, my choice. That's all I have. I'll miss her too.
I actually think Aveline's comfort conversation here is one of the best dealing with grief conversations and just conversations in general out of pretty much, I don't want to get dramatic and say any game I've ever played, but like I'm going to get up there with that and say probably any game I've ever played. Mainly because she tells you like nobody has the right to tell you when you're ready to move on from grieving for your mother. Nobody. You turn that page when you're ready. Otherwise, it's up to you. Like you feel all your feelings and you process them and then you start living however it is you can live. But I also really like that
Fine day, sir.
She mentions how her father taught her to make her story about her and how she got to dictate the story. She got to dictate when the page was turned, when she was ready. And I really like that. Like at first you think it's just a comforting, like
Good day to you, Sarah.
sharing like our favorite moments about our parents' story, but then you see the lesson in it at the end. So that was actually really well done. And really well staged. So I feel like not only are you closer to Aveline, but you can deal with your grief a little bit more now, or differently.
It is apparently not enough that the Qunari define my political life. They must also infect what I hold personal. It is my son, Seamus.
Again?
The life you saved, he would now squander by converting to the Qun. He has left for the Qunari compound. Please, Sarah Hawk, convince Seamus to come home.
Okay, hold on. Let's talk this out. Does anyone else know?
Did anyone else see him leaving for the compound?
He made no secret of it. I'm sure he intended it as another of his statements about closer relations. Your example inspired him. I might agree, but now is not the time. These matters are delicate,
They're always...
He's politically dangerous, you mean?
The office must remain strong, Sirrah Hawk.
Okay. What about... Do they accept humans?
The Arishok says nothing good about Kirkwall, yet he accepts conversions?
I cannot understand him. Maker knows I've tried, but he landed with, what, a few hundred men? Add up the deaths and defections, and the Arishok must need to bolster his ranks. I'm sure my son is quite the symbolic prize.
Maybe, if he saw your son as a prize. Is it not his choice, though?
He is of age. The decision seems rightly his.
I want to let him find his way, but in my position, he's taken a great deal of inspiration from you. I want to allow his idealism, but not blindly. At best, my opponents will claim that my office is now in Qunari hands. At worst, I lose my son.
Okay. I will, I'll go chase him down.
He's your child. How fast can he be?
Who knows? He might actually listen to you. No one else has dealt as closely with the Qunari. I hope he will see that we can be accepting and still be a proud citizen of Kirkwall. I wish we could all see that.
Yeah, I wish the whole of Kirkwall could see that too, because then our lives might be a little bit easier at the end of the day. But nobody seems to want to play nice with anybody else, so where do I have to go now? Qunari compound. Do we think Seamus... Hi, do we think Seamus went voluntarily? Because I honestly couldn't tell you if he did. And then, are we... Okay, done? Done? Those are like extra things. And then obviously, this stuff we're good with. So...
Good day, Sirrah.
Good day. Let's go. Let's go see. Like, we're just gonna go say hi. I'm sure it'll be fine. Because doesn't Isabela also need to give me a call? No. Why am I here? Wait. Did I go to the right spot? Yeah. I thought I did. No. Hold on. Did I not? I thought I did. Oh. Oh, goodness.
They don't reach the compound.
Oh, never mind. I didn't get it right. I'm like literally legitimately sitting here worried that I didn't get it right. Ooh. Oh, no. The thug leader.
Let's finish this.
Okay. Oh, no, there's more. Okay, you. And you. Hold on. Okay. Well, somebody doesn't want us going to visit the Qunari compound, huh? Anything else? Just exits. Excellent. Let's go.
Wanna place bets on who sent them? Anti-Qunari group, anti-Viscount, or Seamus himself?
Seamus isn't the type. Let's go.
Do you think, like, the anti-Qunari group and the other group, like, pools their funds together? Because I would think it was that. But yeah, that's not Seamus's thing. He's not that type. Doesn't he not make it, though? Like...
You are allowed, Basra.
Thanks. Arishok loves me. Are you kidding me? The Arishok... Yeah.
Hope the Viscount's boy hasn't settled in.
Same. Hey! How you doing? I missed you.
Sirrah Hawk.
Yeah.
I'm here about the Viscount's son.
Are you?
I am, yeah.
In 4 years, I have made no threat, and fanatics have lined up to hate us simply because we exist. But despite lies and fear, Bas still beg me to let them come to the Qun. They hunger for purpose. The son has made a choice. You will not deny him that.
Yeah, exactly what we need, isn't it?
Converting the Viscount's son. His opposition will have a field day.
And?
The enemy of your enemy should be your friend?
I don't fear the whole of them together. And it is not my role to reject the free choice of Vidithari. The son responded to his own demand of the Qun. He is neither my slave nor my prisoner. He is not even here. He went to his father, Ask the Viscount why he would send you and a letter both.
I'm sorry. Can you clarify that for me?
That seems strange.
They are meeting at the Chantry. A last pointless appeal, I assume.
I doubt he'd involve the Chantry in such a personal matter.
No, but we know who would. Mother Petrice.
A suspect in many things. If she has threatened someone under my command again, there is only one response.
Could we keep that response to a dull roar until I solve the issue at hand?
I'm sure there's a reasonable explanation. I just can't think of it right now.
Her intent is obvious.
I know.
And what the Qun demands is clear. This is the last insult I intend to suffer.
I know.
Resolve this, or her hiding place will be reduced to rubble. I will be watching, Hawk.
You know how he just said, or her hiding place will be reduced to rubble? Do you think that you can make the case that Anders gets the idea that he gets for the end of the game? Because, like, in theory, you told him what the Viscount said, or you brought him here, kind of thing? Because that's how it feels. Like, honestly, there is a small part of me that thinks that the only reason Anders comes up with that idea is because, of that. Which, if that's the case, well played. Like, that's such a good, like, because you, obviously you can headcanon it however you want, but that's a really good way to headcanon it. So if you want to steal it, feel free. Seamus, no. This poor kid. Like, this poor kid, I feel the worst for him. Because he was a victim in all of this. At the end of the day, the Viscount, the Qun, and the Chantry failed him.
Sirrah Hawk, look at what you have done. To pounce upon the Viscount's son, a repentant convert in the Chantry itself, a crime with no excuse. Your Qunari masters will finally answer.
Yeah, how does this help anything, though? Tell me, how?
All this will do is make people hate you.
I have kept the fear of the Qunari fresh in every sermon, every prayer. They will know whose word to believe. When people learn of this attack, they will rise. Not zealots or the unknowing, but the true majority.
Great plan. Until people start dying in a war with the Qunari.
To die untested would be the real crime. People need the opportunity to defend faith, starting with you. Earn your reward in this life and next. These heretics must die!
Okay, so before we fight, because we will, the one thing I really like is how she mentions she kept the fear of the Qunari fresh in every sermon, every time she talked to just the everyday person. She made sure the fear of the Qunari was fresh. It was always there. So the question really becomes at the end of the day, if she didn't do that, would people have hated the Qunari like they did? Would people have feared the Qunari like they did? And that is something, right? Because maybe they all would have figured out how to get along. But because she, the whole time, just kept pushing it home more and more and more and more, there was no way around. There was no way to breathe through it. There was no way to, like, see any other course of action or see any other side of this story. It was always just her and her words over and over and over and over again. And my goodness, that must get exhausting, right? So even if, like, you were somebody that started off, like, friendly with the Qun and stuff like that, but then you went to the Chantry every week because, you know, you're a good Andrastian, and then you just hear that over and over. Honestly, it must be exhausting. And, like, so eventually you'd, of course, give in, right? And think that, all right, well, I mean, if Petrice is blessed by the Maker, and Andraste likes her, kind of thing, well, maybe she's not wrong, even if she is very, very, very wrong. It's so well written, and it's so 100% believable that this would happen the way that it did, and I love every single second of it. Okay, you, hold on.
You heard me.
You know, I think they were really trying to kill us.
I think they were too.
Do you see, Your Grace? Traitors attacking the very core of the Chantry. They defile with every step.
There is death in every corner, young mother. It is as you predicted. All too well.
She already has her doubts, Petrice.
She's onto you, Petrice. Quick, lie harder.
Don't you spout your Kunari filth. This is a hand of the Divine.
I have ears, Mother Petrice. The Maker would have me use them. Sarah Hawke, is it?
Viscount Dumas' son is dead. Killed here in your name.
I'm sure my name won't like that.
No, it won't.
Petrice?
Seamus Dumas was a Kunari convert. He came here to repent and was murdered.
Wow. That well played, but that's a lie.
Love or hate the Kunari, a blind nut could see she took this too far.
No price is too much when we speak of eternity.
Eternity is long enough that we need not rush to meet it.
They deny the Maker.
And you diminish him, even as you claim his side. Andraste did not volunteer for the flame. Sarah Hawke, you act on behalf of the Viscount? The young mother has erred in her judgment. A court will decide her fate. The Chantry respects the law, and so must she.
Grand Cleric? Grand Cleric?
I love this part.
We protect those of the Qun. We do not abandon our own.
Please, send for Viscount Dumas.
Yeah. Okay, so a couple things when I get the chance, I definitely want to hopefully remember to mention. Because that was all so good, and there's some stuff we should talk about.
Son. Murdered in the heart of the Chantry by those who held a sacred trust. What hope for this city when we fail our own so completely?
Okay, so two things. One is, if you notice the shots that the Kunari took against Sister Petrice, very deliberate, once in the heart, once in the head, which I thought was a really nice touch. That, like, at first you're like, oh, did he just hit her dead in the chest? No, it's supposed to be, it's symbolic in that regard, right? But the other hand, he said that the Qun don't abandon their own. So Seamus, even though he was newly Qun and stuff like that, they were not going to abandon him and not let this go no matter what. And he would be avenged. Which A, should scare the shite out of everybody, but B, is also, you know, like, okay, you can kind of see where Seamus was coming from then. Especially if he never felt like he belonged or fit in or anything like that, and he wanted purpose and the Qun was kind of giving it to him. Like, you could see the logic behind it, and I like that they're showing the other side of that. The other thing is, like, can we just talk about the fact that the Grand Cleric calmly walked up the stairs after Petrice was killed, and she's like, can you go get the Viscount for me? Thanks. And she just, like, it's nothing. I love her. She's so good. All right. I forget this line, but let's go for it.
At least it can't get worse. Today, anyway. It's pretty late.
You'll pardon me if I don't see the humor in the death of my son.
No, you're real. I got it.
Please. Hawke. Leave me.
I like Hawk's line there, and he's like, I don't see the humor in the death of my kid. And it's like, I mean, nobody does, but at the same time, Hawk legitimately just lost her last family member, that she could actually see. I mean, like, if you don't count the mod, right? Because, yeah, we have the mod, so that kind of alters things. But, like, on the, like, everyday kind of thing, Hawk just lost her last bit of family that should, in theory, either be accessible to her or alive. So when I say that Hawk just doesn't have a filter anymore, Hawk just doesn't care anymore. I mean, Hawk doesn't care anymore. Hawk has lost her filter. there is not much left to Hawk at this point, y'all. Hawk is just gonna probably say the most outrageous things.
Any side was satisfied. And now?
I don't know what happens
the
next.
Arishok's the one to worry about. So we clean up and wait for trouble to find us.
Yeah. To catch a thief. Isabela is at my house. I am sure it's fine. Isabela would never just turn up to my house without good reason, and that reason could be nothing more than a drink. Right? Right. All right, everyone, pile into the Hawk estate. It's big enough. I don't know why everybody just didn't move in, to be honest. That would have been the best. I kind of wish there was a mod for that.
This is important. Don't interrupt with your selfish prattle.
Get off your high horse. I have problems too.
Ha! What drink should I order, and who's the father?
Oh, you little...
Are there any good seats left?
Hawk. The Arishok is sheltering 2 fugitives who have converted to the Qun. He must be convinced to release them. He's already feared because of Petrice. If people start to think he can ignore the law, I need your help so this doesn't get out of hand.
I'm going to die. There. Got your attention. Real problem.
Everybody has my attention right now. Trust me, I can divide it equally. Let's start over with everything.
I heard Arishok and die. What's this about?
Remember the relic? The one Castillon is going to kill me over?
Yes.
A man called Wall-Eyed Sam has it. If you help me get it, Castillon won't kill me. Please.
I'm trying to keep the entire city from rioting against the Canary.
Well, maybe it's connected.
What?
I'm just saying maybe it will help. It's important to someone, right?
Now you start being responsible? Shit.
Okay. Aveline, Isabela, this is your relic?
You're sure this is the relic you're after?
I've had my ear to the ground for a while. There was a description of the book. It's the right one.
Book? I thought you didn't know what the relic was.
Well, I know it's a book, but that's all I know. It's written in a foreign tongue. Honestly, what does it matter? It'll save me from Castillon, so I need it.
Okay. All right. Aveline?
This seems like an issue for you and your guards. Quite a few of them.
Sending a full patrol would just increase tension. But you're right. I am the captain. It's my responsibility. But I suspect the Viscount was hoping I would bring this to you.
Then he should have come himself.
Perhaps. But it's understandable that he's not at his best. I'd like to help him if I can.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but Hawk just lost her mother in the most horrific way possible, and nobody's throwing out a lick of understanding in Kirkwall for what Hawk just went through. So why should Hawk throw a lick of understanding out there about the Arishok? I mean, the Viscount, but we'll help Isabela first.
The relic issue has to be resolved before we take on the Canary.
You trust her this much?
No.
Probably not. I wouldn't.
They won't wait at the compound forever, Hawk. I really do hope this helps, because if it doesn't...
You think I like having this thing on my mind? Come on. The exchange is happening tonight in a low-town foundry.
Are you sure about this? The champion was asked to go to the Canary.
I suppose you think she planned the entire thing.
Considering what it led to.
Come on, Seeker. I'm not going to sell Hawk short, but nobody could have foreseen the way that would go down. Or do you still think I'm lying to protect my friend?
There are elements of your story that make sense. And you couldn't have known about them otherwise.
Well, that's a relief.
But that doesn't mean you're telling me everything.
I want this story to be told. You're not the first to get it all wrong. I think I owe Hawk that much.
All right. So, to catch a thief. So we have to accompany Isabela. I don't know why I picked Isabela first. I know that there is a proper order of things.
Returned.
But...
Everything's quiet here in the mansion, for the moment.
Thanks. Gamlin?
Leandra? Dead?
Is he just hanging out in my house?
I can't believe
I think he is. I think the man is just hanging out in my house. For giggles. Is there a line now from Mum?
I can't bring myself to change anything about Mother's room.
Nor should you have to, Hawk. Only when you're ready, girl. Okay, so this is it, by the way. Yeah, in case you are new to DA2, this is it. This is the end of Act 2. So we help Isabela, we help Aveline, and it all ties into the end, and then we play Ring Around the Rosie while we try to beat up the Arishok as best we can and hope for the best, because that's all you can do in that fight is hope for the best, and we have a dragon this time. So that should help a little. Not by much, but maybe a little.